I don't know where to put this. Hello, hello, beautiful people. I don't know where to put this light. Mm. Hello, beautiful people. Mm. I was supposed to have went live. Oh, it's gonna rain. Oh man. I was supposed to have went live yesterday and today, and I'm so late and I'm so behind. And I wanted to get something out for my 30-day challenge of going live, which I haven't been going live. um, I just want to tell you a little bit of what I experienced today. But this stream, basically, I want you guys to comment. I want us to kind of go back and forth and share. Um, uh, I'll just tell you a little bit of my spiritual journey, and then I'll tell you what happened this morning. So, I was raised Southern Baptist, Holy Trinity Baptist Church in Roosevelt, New York. And actually, my grandmother on my daddy's side, she helped found that church with Reverend Witherspoon and other people that I can't remember in Roosevelt, New York. They were from down south and they came to New York and they built a church in Roosevelt. And it was the church they call the Underground Church. So my grandmother helped found that church with Reverend uh, Witherspoon, or is it Reverend Haddon? Oh my goodness! But anyway, so I grew up. I grew up in the church, Southern Baptist Church. They used to call it the Underground Church. I believe it was on West Roosevelt. So hey y'all, let me see who that is. Hey Kathleen McLean. So yeah, so I grew up Southern Baptist, and my grandmother had founded a church in my hometown where I'm from, and that's how I grew up. But I always had a love and respect and a reverence for, um, you know, Black History Month and those who came before me. And so, although I have a relationship with Jesus Christ, and I've known that's what my salvation came through, I accepted Jesus Christ, I believe, when I was 16, when I was pregnant with my daughter. And then I've always been a student. I've been a student of religion. I've been a student of learning and learning about God and different things. So there. But at the same time, while I study and while I learned about Jesus and read the Bible, I also read other different texts. But it was when I read, believe it or not, the text about Jesus, where it kind of led me to understanding more about who I am and learning about myself and accepting, more than accepting, embracing the Black in me, the African in me, the melanated in me. Um, my relationship with Jesus Christ kind of led me to that role. So I say that to say this. So I developed a um, a relationship. I always revere and think of those who've come before me and my family. And I think it's possible to have a reverence and a love and respect for your ancestors as well as Jesus Christ. And so this is what happened this morning. This morning, I was on my way somewhere, I was taking a bus, and I saw one of my old church friends, and he said, "What are you up to? What you been doing?" So I told him, I said, "Well, um, right now I'm in between jobs," but I told him I recently completed a spiritual hypnotherapy course, so I'm a spiritual hypnotherapist. And he said, and the person said, "You mean you can help me stop smoking?" I said, "Yeah, I can help you." And I said, "Yeah, I just take you into a state of hypnosis, and your spirit guides, your angels, or Jesus, whatever you reference, they'll meet us there and they'll help you." And immediately the person said, "Well, I just pray and I'll ask God to help me through that." And I could tell, or I knew at that time, it was me mentioning ancestors and mentioning spirit guides and those things that kind of took the person back. So, so that was one of it took the person back. It's like they didn't want to be a part of it anymore. They were like, "Oh, well, I'll just pray. I'll just pray." And healing happens in stages, and healing happens different ways. And there are some things that could be prayed through, and there's some things where you might need more support with. So, hi Kathleen. So basically, when I just mentioned ancestors, the person was immediately turned off. So I guess my question is, I have a reference for my ancestors, and I also have a relationship with Jesus Christ. Why, for some people, is it hard or hard for them to accept both? Or why is it that we have to pick one or the other? I know there's religious texts, God is a jealous God and lukewarm and this and that, but how much is that of us versus what's in the doctrine? So I know all types of people from different cultures, different religions, and I'm friends with them. And it's my understanding that God is a God of love, and He wants us to embrace all people, all people, and love all people. But I was just wondering, what have some of you guys experienced with combining the love of your religion versus remembering and referencing your ancestors? There's an airplane coming up. Do you think it's something that should be separate? Do you think it's something that shouldn't be done? Um, Wait for this airplane to go by. Because I don't know if you remember the live stream I did last week with Fanny. Oh my goodness, I always get her name mixed up. The live stream I did last week regarding the woman, she would have the underground healing sessions. She would have the underground healing sessions, and a lot of those things that she would do in the church, she had to do them at people's houses because it came from originally it came over from Africa. It was remembered, but a lot of those things that are done in church and black churches are things that are have been translated or transferred throughout the generations through our African ancestry. So I just wanted your opinion on that. Is what do you think? Can you combine or can you intertwine or can you love um, your religion, Jesus, and your ancestors? Is this something that should be separate? And I guess it kind of takes me back to why a lot of people, well, not a lot of people, why sometimes people do things in secret or in private because they don't want people to know. But a lot of the things that go on in the church and have been going on in the black church for many years actually have came through Africa. We just sprinkled it down. And when we came over, there was a lot of things that was not allowed to be practiced, but we had to kind of sneak it through. And a lot of that is still in there today. So that's basically what I have. That's basically what I have. So yeah, because I mentioned even and when I was talking to the person, I said the mind is very powerful. I said you go into different stages of your psyche. You go into different stages of your psyche, of your mentality. Um, your mind is very powerful. What you say is very powerful. We're more powerful than we realize through our mind. And I had to remind him, or I told the person, psychotherapy originally originated in Egypt. That was psychotherapy. They had the sleep temples, and that's where they would interpret dreams and they would find illnesses, and the healer of that time would heal them. So a lot of that medicine is originally from melanated people from Africa and from Egypt. So I don't know. It's just something that I wasn't. It wasn't until recently that I learned about ancestors, ancestors of the cloud of the witness of the Bible references. Yes, 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 yes. You had a visit from an enslaved ancestor. That's awesome. That's awesome. That's awesome. And they're still with us, and they help us. And people say we could say, "Oh, we have guardian angels." We're quick to say that, but also our angels sometimes are those spirits because they're here. We've never alone. We're never alone. We're never alone. And they give us messages and they're here to help us. It's like we could accept some things, but not all of it. We'll take this little piece and that little piece. But for me, I'm not choosing. At this point in my life, I'm free and I'm going to study and study what I want to study and do what I want to do. But however, a lot of people, you stay bound. You stay bound when you're constricted. When you open yourself up, you open yourself up to healing and you open yourself up to knowledge and you open yourself up to more power. You have to open yourself up because some things it's more deeper. And sometimes it's more deeper than a pill. Sometimes it's more deeper than diet. We need everything in our toolkit to help us to get to the next level and to the calling of what God has for us. Definitely. So let's see here. She was bent over and a whip was over her head. It was powerful. Wow. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. I had I don't know if you've seen Kathleen, but it was the Brian Weiss. The person who taught me was taught by Brian Weiss. And that's what happened. They go back into there because to that state of hypnosis, you don't know what's going to happen. It could be this life, it could be a past life, it could be a memory from there, and it could be an ancestor, it could be a energy attachment. We don't know. But what will happen is that whatever that needs to be revealed during spiritual hypnosis that need to be healed, it will be revealed. But they with us all the time, and they're giving us messages, and they help us. They help us when we don't when they don't we don't know that they help us. And there's a lot of things that I really what I loved about like psychology, and as I read and I study about it, when I study it, I go a little bit deeper. Every time I go a little bit deeper, I see that it originally originated among African people. So we are the original healers, and we have the power to heal ourselves. These are just conduits. Yeah, it's very important. Feelings, what you feel during your dreams, the symbols of what you see. A lot of people like they say they want people to interpret their dreams, but the best person to interpret a dream for you is yourself. That's the best person to interpret the dreams for you. So, okay, let me see if there's any more comments. But yeah, the person was really open and they were really excited about me helping them. And then once I mentioned ancestors, they kind of took a step back and kind of took a step back when I could have been able to help them, you know? I could have been able to have I did a deliverance dance to deliver her. I had a vision of her when I was at a workshop. Oh, Kathleen, we got to talk, Kathleen. We have to talk. Yes. 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 They're not ready for that, Kathleen. They're not ready. They're not ready. They're not ready. Yeah. Yeah. And they live through us. And we have to represent them. Their death should not be in vain. Yep. 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 Praise, dancing, singing. I was when I did go to church when I was always because I'm very sensitive. I would always get the Holy Ghost. Not I don't know if I wanted to, if I didn't want it to. I was always kind of open to that. Oh, I have to see that. I have to see that, Kathleen. Yeah, we have to talk. We we have to talk. We have to talk. Yeah, the spiritual hypnotism, basically, and that's Dr. Brian Weiss, he is a medical psychologist and he backs this up. And more psychologists, people who have all these, who's been scientifically evidence based practices, who are straight numbers, they support it and they use it. And a lot of times the results are when they use the additional therapies in addition to, some things have to be gutted out. And it's weird because, like, other cultures, accept this. Like I don't want to call them out, but other cultures they what do they call it? It's in the I know we call it post traumatic slave syndrome for us, but other cultures realize they understand that too. That the trauma goes through the DNA for generations and generations and generations. The trauma goes on through generations. It can be healed, but sometimes the trauma from the previous generations can come into my great grandchild, what I experienced. So it's funny how it's accepted. Other cultures accept it and they acknowledge it and they work to try and heal it. But when it comes to some of us in the African American culture, we don't even want to accept it. We don't even want to accept it. I'm in I'm in Albany. I had moved. Yes, yes. I have moved near Buckingham Lake. That's where I live now. That's where I live now. And my schedule is completely open now, Kathleen, because I was delivered from that job. I wasn't supposed to be there. I'm not supposed to be working for anybody now. I'm supposed to be doing this full time. But yes, yes, it's healing. Healing is in dance. Healing is in the arts. And once you become a vessel for that, we work on ourselves, we heal ourselves, and then we take what we learned and we help heal other people. So yeah, definitely. So I had to do my live challenge. I was way behind. I was too behind, but now I'm catching up. But I just wanted to express that. So if you're Muslim, and or if you're Christian, or if you're any other one of the major religions, do you acknowledge your ancestors? And if you do, how? And is it okay for you to do that? I need you to, in your opinion, put that in the comments. Put that in the comments if you believe it's something that you do, that you agree with, or something that you don't agree with, and then we'll talk about it soon. So yeah, yeah, it's a heavenly language, the tongues, definitely. So I did. I'll be doing. I'm working on the. I did the intake sheet, and I just got to work on a few things. But I'll be giving away some free sessions. I'm getting some practice. Some free spiritual hypnotherapy treatment I'll be doing, and then I'll have to start charging. But I'm so excited. But yeah, I want you guys' opinion. What do you think? Do they have to be separate? Are we back in the days? Are we hiding altars? Sometimes we create altars and we don't even know when we have the obituaries up of the family members. Essentially, that's an ancestor altar, and we don't even know. It's intuitive. Yes, yes, Kathleen. I'm going to save that number right now. We're going to save that. We're going to have some very interesting conversations. Definitely, definitely. So we are at the 15-minute mark. I just had to do my due diligence, and it's very dark out here. Usually the floodlights come on, so I'm gonna go in the house. I don't live in fear, but I'm cautious. I ain't crazy. But yeah, so this is Miss B, the goddess of empathy. The name for you, but the title is for me. You can just call me Miss B. I am the CEO of Empathy Empowers, where we spread empathy and promote empathy throughout the world. My new project, where God is taking me through, is spiritual hypnosis and spiritual hypnotherapy. So I was just certified in that. I live how you love how far? Do I live how far? How far do I live? I'm in Albany. I'm gonna call you, Kathleen. I'm gonna call you. I'm gonna call you. I'm definitely gonna call you. But I had to do my due diligence, and because my coach had the nerve to tell me, "Oh, we don't really, we you could go live or you don't have to." You shouldn't have told me that. You should have said you have to go live. He made it optional. I'm like, I'll go tomorrow. I live in Albany. I live in Albany near Buckingham Lake, near SUNY. Yes, I will call you. Maybe we can do an interview, because the veil has been thinned since the pandemic. The veil has been thin, so people's eyes are opening, and now it's like it's do or die, now or never. We can't hide anymore. We got to get to the root of what we got to do as a people, for ourselves first, for our lives, taking care of ourselves, and then taking care of others. All righty. So, all right, Kathleen. All right, everybody else. This is Miss B, the goddess of empathy. The name's for you. The title is for me. You can just call me Miss B. Please put your comments. Please do whatever you think of what you listened to so far. Just put your response in the comments, and I will be back, you guys, with an update. Letting you go know some more things. Okay. Peace. Peace and blessings. Talk to you later. Bye.